Culture Center, High Commission of India, I cordially invite you to today's program, Kathakalakshepam, on the story of Thirugyana Sambandhar by Srimati Madhavi Murali. Srimati Madhavi Murali holds a master's degree in zoology with an excellent academic record and is a qualified teacher. She is the Director International Marketing of AROM. She is the President of the Ladies Wing of Bharat Club, Malaysia. Her innumerable accolades in debates, elocutions and fine arts right from her school days speak volumes of her innate talents. She has learned Bharatanatyam and had her Arangetram in the year 1984. She has also undergone formal training in Carnatic classical music and has been giving vocal concerts since her childhood. She also sings light music including devotional, folk and film songs in various languages including Hindi, Bengali, Tamil, Gujarati, Marathi, Telugu and Kannada. She has been pursuing Odissi dance for the past 8 years. She is an adept in the art of Kathakalakshepam, the traditional presentation of the glory of the Lord through the medium of songs and narrations. And she has a very strong language skills and is very fluent in Tamil, English and Hindi with a very good knowledge of Sanskrit. Over the years, she has performed on stage, radio as well as television in India, Bahrain and Malaysia. Her interests include dance dramas and skits, and she has choreographed and directed over 50 programs for over 2 decades. Born in the family of thespians, she has acted in stage plays. She has received critics' appreciation for some of her performances in lead roles. She was chosen to represent Bahrain at the Zee Antakshari held in UAE for the Gulf countries in the year 1998. As a member of the Bharat Club Kuala Lumpur, for the past 12 years, she has organized innumerable functions, initially as a cultural coordinator and later as a vice president of the Ladies Wing. So ladies and gentlemen, I welcome Mrs. Madhavi Murali for her performance.
Namaste, Vanakkam, a very good evening to all of you. She has given a long introduction about me. Initially, Mahita had told me this is a workshop for her music students. So she said, talk about Kathakalakshepam as to what it is. So if we have to understand any topic, we ask ourselves a few questions. What, why, when, where, how? So that is what we are going to see initially as to what it is about. Kathakalakshepam is made up of 2 words, Katha and Kalakshepam. Katha, as you all know, means story. You all are free to talk as well. Okay, you can respond if I'm talking to you. It will be very difficult if you are like a wall to me. So Katha is a story and Kalakshepam means time pass. So Kathakalakshepam literally means passing time with stories. So what kind of stories? Stories are from mythology, our ancient scriptures, the Vedas, the epics, Ramayana, Mahabharata, the Upanishads, and also our glorious history. There are varieties of telling the story. But why should anyone tell a story? You see, these stories are generally in Sanskrit. See, our scriptures, the Vedas, all are in Sanskrit. And everybody doesn't know Sanskrit. So if there is somebody who knows that language, who is a scholar in that field, can narrate or explain something from this in a beautiful fashion, then it's so much easier for anybody to understand, isn't it? So that is the reason for this. Now, there are various ways of narration. Pravachan, Katha Prasangam, Upanyasam, Hari Kirtan, Hari Katha Kalakshepam, Villu Paatu, Burra Katha. These names, do they sound a little familiar to you? They do? Okay. Pravachan, you all know what it is. A discourse by a main speaker on any topic. They might take some shlok or some text and elaborate on it. When the same pravachan is done in Tamil, it's called Upanyasam. In Katha Prasangam, if the speaker is skilled in music as well, he or she is free to use that skill. But if literature is their high point, then they can just stick to that. Hari Kirtan, Hari Katha Kalakshepam. Here, the narrator narrates the story and with reference to context, he or she also sings. And this music is normally classical or semi-classical, could be bhajans, Tirupugar, anything. Now, when it goes to the villages, the same Katha Kalakshepam in villages would be, say, in Tamil Nadu. It would be Villu Paatu. So the story is narrated in a folk style. The music is folk music, and the narrator has an instrument in front of him. It is shaped like a villu. Villu means bow. So, and it's a stringed instrument. He plays that instrument and narrates the story in the folk style and sings folk songs. In Andhra Pradesh, it is Burra Katha, and there the villu is replaced by a percussion instrument, burra. It's a drum. So the narrator plays the drum and narrates the story. And in all these cases, the narrator has a group of people behind him or adjacent to him who would be singing the chorus as vocal support. It's not easy to be talking and singing. You need a lot of stamina. So the chorus singers will give vocal support for the Katha Kalakshepam artist as well as the Villu Paatu and the Burra Katha. For the Pravachan and the Katha Prasangam, normally you don't have any group singers because music is not accompanied there. Okay, a few names in this field. Arunachala Kavirayar, Gopala Krishna Bharati, even Sri Satya Sai Baba, Sri Ravi Shankar, Swami Vivekananda, Sri Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, the recent ones say Vishakha Hari, Hema, Jaya Rao. There are so many of them who are really experts in their fields and very popular artists. The father of Katha Kalakshepam is Tanjavur Krishna Bhagavatar. He was so influenced by the Marathi Kirtan. So actually you should say that it originated in Maharashtra. The Katha Kalakshepam as such, because this Krishna Bhagavatar, he incorporated some finer elements from Marathi Kirtan into this and developed his own style. So he is known as the father of Katha Kalakshepam in Tamil Nadu. Now the golden age of Katha Kalakshepam in South India was from the period 1870 to 1940. Okay. Are you all now really, you have a lot of knowledge now about Katha Kalakshepam? Now time to give you a sample of Katha Kalakshepam?
Yes.
Yeah? Okay. I shall narrate a few incidents from the life of Saint Thirugyana Sambandhar in the Katha Kalakshepam style. But then if I do it in Tamil, it would be the typical Katha Kalakshepam style. But since our audience consists of people, some of whom may not follow if I talk in Tamil, so for the benefit of those people, I shall do the narration of the story in English. Okay? But my songs may be in Tamil. Is that okay? So, shall we begin the story?
Yes.
गजाननं भूतगणादिसेवितं कपित्तजम्बूफलसारभक्षितम् उमासुतं शोकविनाशकारणं नमामि विघ्नेश्वर पादपङ्कजम् कीर्तनारंभत्तिले धिमिकिट धिमिकिट वाद्यमृदङ्गं धिमिकिट धिमिकिट वाद्यमृदङ्गं ब्रह्मानन्द हरे ब्रह्मानन्द हरे गजानन ब्रह्मानन्द हरे गजानन ताण्डव नृत्य हरे गजानन ताण्डव नृत्य हरे. Our story begins in the 7th century AD in a place called Sirgari in Tamil Nadu. Here there was a pious couple by the name of Shiva Pada Hridayar and his wife Bhagavati Ammai. So Shiva Pada Hridayar and Bhagavati Ammai, they longed for a son and they were ardent Shiva devotees. So they decided to pray to Lord Shiva to grant them a son, not just a son, but an intelligent son. So they prayed to Lord Shiva. Now, they can pray in any language. What language shall we pray now? You see, reference to context, I can sing. So here is an opportunity for me to sing. Shambho Mahadeva Shambho Mahadeva Shambho Mahadeva Shambho Mahadeva Shambho Mahadeva Shambho Mahadeva Sharanam Shri Kaladisha Sharanam Shri Kaladisha Shambho Mahadeva Charanam Shri Kaladisha Shambho Mahadeva. Shiva was pleased and blessed them with a baby boy. The parents were overjoyed. So they named this child Sambandhan. Baby Sambandhan was growing up, and when he was 3 years old, one day, as usual, his father, that is Shiva Pada Hridayar, was just leaving for the temple. And the baby suddenly started crying, "I want to go with you." That's normal, right? Whenever daddy is going out, the baby always wants to go out. Go tata, right? And he thought this is something normal. He said, no, I'm going to the temple. No, you stay at home. But he wouldn't stop crying. And he held his father's legs and cried so much that the mother said, the baby is crying so much. Why don't you take him? He said, but you know I'm going to the temple. It's okay, take him. Only child. So mother's heart was melting. She said, please take him. So he said, all right. And he carried his child and went to the temple. In South Indian temples, there is a pond generally, and that's called the Teppakulam, okay? A holy pond. You can see in this picture there is a pond here with steps. The second painting here, a picture. Yeah, something like that. So that pond has steps around it. Now, Shiva Pada Hridayar was in the habit of always taking a dip in the pond. So now, today he had a child with him. So he thought what to do. Then he decided, I'll take a chance. So he explained to the child that he was going to go take a dip in the pond. So you sit here quietly. He explained to him, made the baby sit near the steps, and he went down into the pond. The baby was sitting and watching. So the father went into the pond, took a dip. The baby said, where's daddy? Then he came up. He said, okay, daddy is here. The second time he went down. Oh, where's daddy? Then he came up. He's here. The third time he went down, he didn't come up. And the child was watching. Where's my daddy? And what was happening? Shiva Pada Hridayar was holding his breath underwater doing pranayama. Okay, pranayama. And reciting his Sanskrit or Tamil shlokas under the water, praying. And he forgot all about the child. And here was the child. He was, where's my daddy? What do I do? Such a small baby, and suddenly he felt, I'm hungry. What do I do? Daddy is not here. He started crying, Amma, Appa. But when you are underwater, can you hear? Underwater you can't hear. So the father didn't know what was happening. Bhakti mein leen. So the father was underwater. And the child was crying. He was crying so much. It melted the hearts of the mother and father of the universe. Jagat Pita and Jagat Mata, who are they? Lord Shiva and Goddess Parvati. Vagarta viva samprittau Vagarta pratipattaye Jagata pitarau vande Parvati parameshwarau. Lo and behold, the God himself, the Lord Shiva, and his consort, Goddess Parvati, they appeared on their bull and saw that the child was crying. Shiva gave Parvati a meaningful look, and Parvati said, fine. She got down from the bull. In a golden cup, she had milk for the child. She went to the child and fed him the milk of wisdom. Baby Sambandhar didn't know what was happening. There's suddenly someone giving him milk, and he drank the milk. And was this ordinary milk? Oh no, this was milk of wisdom. In Tamil, it is Jnana Pal. Pal means milk, Jnanam is Gyan. Jnana Pal was what he was just drinking. Totally unaware of what was going on here, our Shiva Pada Hridayar was inside the water. And then when he came up and then he saw the child, he remembered, oh, I had brought my son today. But he looks fine. Oh, thank God. And he came up to the child and then he saw there was milk dripping in the sides of the child's mouth. You know, we all tell our children, don't accept anything from strangers. So the same way, he said, Sambandhar, who gave you milk? The baby just looked at him. Who gave you milk? And then he smiled. He had just had the milk of wisdom and he was so ecstatic. He just pointed at the entrance of the temple where he could see Lord Shiva and Goddess Parvati seated on the bull. And he just pointed out there. And Shiva Padahridaya looked in that direction and he couldn't see anything. Not everybody is blessed enough to see such a sight, right? And he got more angry. Are you going to tell me now as to who gave you the milk, or I'm going to hit you now? And then a miracle happened. You all are guessing what would it be? Right? Shall I tell you? 3-year-old little baby boy, Sambandhar, after having that milk of wisdom, suddenly composed instantly a hymn in praise of the Lord and sang a Tevaram. It's called a Tevaram, describing the beauty of the sight which he alone could see just then. You want to know what it was, right? I should sing now? Yes. தோடுடைய செவியன் விடையறியோர் தூவெண்மதி சூடி தோடுடைய செவியன் விடையறியோர் தூவெண்மதி சூடி தோடுடைய செவியன் விடை எறியோர் தூவெண்மதி சூடி காடுடைய சுடலை பொடி பூசியன் காடுடைய சுடலை பொடி பூசியன் உள்ளம் கவர் கள்வன் காடுடைய சுடலை பொடி பூசியன் உள்ளம் கவர் கள்வன் ஏடுடைய மலரான் மூனை நாட்பணில் தேத்த அருள் செய்த ஏடுடைய மலரான் மூனை நாட்பணில் தேத்த அருள் செய்த பீடுடைய பிரமா புறமேவிய பீடுடைய பிரமா புறமேவிய பெம்மானிவன் அன்றே பீடுடைய பிரமா புறமேவிய பெம்மானிவன் அன்றே Can you imagine how amazing it would have been to hear this from a child? So all the people who were passing by, they were struck with amazement. And you can imagine the plight of the father. Shiva Padahridaya, he just couldn't believe what he was seeing and what he was hearing. He just lifted his child on his shoulder and ran into the temple to thank the Almighty for this grand blessing.
But Madhavi, उसने क्या गाया?
He described the Shiva's glory and what sight he was seeing. We will have to meet another day for explanation of every song that I am singing. Where was I? Yeah. So after this incident, because the child had had the milk of wisdom, Jnana Pal, so his name became Thirugyana Sambandhar. So that is how he was known as Thirugyana Sambandhar, because he had the Jnana Pal. And he just went on composing so many hymns in praise of the Lord and started traveling from one place to another, singing the praise of the Lord. There was a veena player by the name of Tirunilakandar. So this veena player accompanied Thirugyana Sambandhar wherever he went along with his wife. Not Thirugyana Sambandhar's wife, Tirunilakandar's wife. Thirugyana Sambandhar was a baby, he was a small child. So he would play the veena while Thirugyana Sambandhar would be happily singing. And wherever he went, so many miracles took place. We'll need another day to describe all those. The Lord was so impressed with this child's intelligence and prowess and singing that he bestowed Thirugyana Sambandhar with so many gifts. The golden symbols. Symbols? A pearl palanquin, a pearl canopy, a pearl umbrella, so that he could travel in comfort. Yeah, Thirugyana Sambandhar would travel in style. He would be seated on a palanquin and there would be people carrying the palanquin. And such a small child in that palanquin. And whoever saw him pass by, they would fall at his feet. Such was his glory. Wherever he went, people would throng to listen to his compositions. And Thirunavukarasar is another saint of Lord Shiva. He has also composed several Thevarams. He heard of Thirugyana Sambandhar. He heard that such a small kid is composing. And Thirunavukarasar was quite an old man by now. He was thinking, I'm old, I'm composing fine, but what? Such a small baby is composing? So he said, I have to go and meet this child. So he came searching for Thirugyana Sambandhar to meet him. And then he saw the palanquin going. He actually told somebody, just move, let me carry. So Thirunavukarasar, an old man, was holding the palanquin of this child. And Thirugyana Sambandhar, you're not getting confused with the names, right? Yeah. The Thirugyana Sambandhar, who was in the palanquin, was unaware of what was happening, who was carrying. He said, okay, I think you all must be tired now. Let's rest. And then he noticed such an old man. Who is this? And he said, actually, I've heard of this Thirunavukarasar. I want to go and meet him. And Thirunavukarasar came. I am Thirunavukarasar. I have come to meet you. And he said, what? You have been carrying my palanquin? And he fell at his feet. No, I have to follow. No, I have. What a pleasant meeting it was between the two Shiva Bhaktas. I can see some of you smiling, but some of you are so serious. Come on, smile. It's such a beautiful scene I'm describing to you. Imagine, you can imagine, right? Thirunavukarasar has also composed several Thevarams. I'm very tempted to sing one Thevaram of Thirunavukarasar, shall I?
Yes.
Okay. Masil Veenayum Malai Madhiyamum Masil Veenayum Malai Madhiyamum Visu Tendralum Vingilave வீசு தென்றலும் வீங்கிளவேனிலும் மூசு வண்டரை பொய்கையும் போன்றது மூசு வண்டரை பொய்கையும் போன்றது ஈசன் எந்தை இணையடி நீழலே. Isn't it beautiful? The tune is right. You can't understand what it is. Never mind. We'll meet another day and I'll explain. Sure. Okay. Now Tirunavukara sir, that meeting is over. Thirugyana Sambandhar. Our story is about Thirugyana Sambandhar. This was a side story. So Thirugyana Sambandhar was traveling with Tirunilakandar playing the veena for him. And in many places, you know, with saints, what happens? People will come and say, oh, I'm sick, this is aching, that is aching, this problem, that problem. If there is a saint, a lot of people will come like that, right? And what do the saints do? They cure them. So that was happening here as well. When they reached, before this, Thirugyana Sambandhar was just 7 years old. At that time, some of the Brahmins who were scholars in Vedas, you know, those days the Brahmins would go to the Veda Padasalai and they would learn all the Vedas. So they were all scholars in that. And they came to this 7-year-old Thirugyana Sambandhar who actually had not gone to any school to learn anything. They came to him and requested him, please explain the meaning of Namah Shivaya. Namah Shivaya is appearing in these Vedas. Please can you explain the meaning of this? I'm not going to do that right now. But Thirugyana Sambandhar did that. Great, isn't it? Asking a small child to do that. Okay, let's proceed with the story now. A place called Dharmapuram. There, some people spreading certain rumors that Thirugyana Sambandhar is good, his compositions are good, his singing also good, but Tirunilakandar, oh wow, his veena playing, how he plays. Actually, you know what, I think it's only because of Tirunilakandar's veena playing that we are able to appreciate Thirugyana Sambandhar's music. Thirugyana Sambandhar heard that. Okay, alright. I'll put an end to this. So when he reached Dharmapuram, he sang a Tevaram. And it was so complicated that Tirunilakandar tried his best to play the veena to accompany, and he didn't know what he was going to sing next. His every line was so different that and he just couldn't keep pace with that. And Tirunilakandar was so embarrassed and he was so upset. He felt so bad. He felt so angry with himself. He was just about to break his veena. And Thirugyana Sambandhar stopped him. He said, don't worry, it's not for you, it's for the people. I know you're capable. Okay, don't worry, fine. And he calmed him down. I know, you all want to know what that Tevaram was, right? You see, I'm not Thirugyana Sambandhar. I cannot sing the way he sang, right? But I should make an attempt, right? Which I shall. I'll make an attempt and sing a small sample of the Tevaram which he sang. Just to give you an idea. Bear with me. Madar Mada Pidiyu Madar Mada Pidiyu Mada Annamum Annador Madar Mada Pidiyu Mada Annamum Annador Madar Mada Pidiyu Mada Annamum Annador Nadai Udai Malai Magal Nadai Udai Malai Magal Nadai Udai Malai Magal Nadai example it was. Nice, isn't it? Yeah, it's fine. After this Dharmapuram incident, he kept traveling, and at that time, Jainism was at its peak. And a group of Jains were traveling all over India, but especially in the south. And they were trying to convert people to follow Jainism. So Hinduism was declining. You see, yatha raja tatha praja. So if you want to convert the people, the best thing to do is catch hold of the king. Convert the king. Then the people will follow. Because if the people are not following the religion which the king is following, there will be consequences. Yes. So the Jains, I hope there are no Jains here in this audience. So they were traveling and converting the kings. Now, Thirugyana Sambandhar reached Madurai, and there the king had recently been converted to Jainism. But the Jains had not succeeded in converting the queen and the prime minister. The queen and the prime minister were still Shiva devotees. Thirugyana Sambandhar came and he stayed in some dharamshala, someplace. And he was singing the praise of Lord Shiva, which means he was spreading Shaivism. And the news reached the king that there is some saint and he is spreading Shaivism. What? In my kingdom? No. Jainism is what is the in thing now. So the king ordered that the place where Thirugyana Sambandhar is staying be burnt down. Huh? So the Jains went and set fire to the place where Thirugyana Sambandhar was staying. What do you expect to happen now? Of course the place burnt down, but our hero would have escaped, right? Yes, a miracle again, and Thirugyana Sambandhar was absolutely safe. But what happened to the king who ordered this? His whole body, he felt a burning sensation. His whole body was burning. It was Thirugyana Sambandhar's building which was burnt, but here was the king sitting in the palace and his body was burning. He felt the sensation. It wasn't actually burning that you could see, but he could feel it. And he was screaming, my body is burning. And the queen and the prime minister, they just couldn't see the king suffer, right? So they said, now who can cure him? No doctors could do anything. So they went to Thirugyana Sambandhar and requested him, please cure our king. Thirugyana Sambandhar came to cure, but there were the Jains standing there. Huh? Wait. Our religion is more powerful. What? I have come to cure the king. I haven't come to talk about any religion here. No, we challenge you. You cure the right side of the king's body and we will cure the left side of the king's body with the power of our religion. Is it alright? So Thirugyana Sambandhar, all he had to do was pray to Lord Shiva. No, I'm not going to sing a song now. So he prayed to Lord Shiva and succeeded in curing the right side of the king's body. So the king was half relieved, but half still burning. And the Jains tried their best, but failed. And the queen said, please. And so Thirugyana Sambandhar smiled and sang another song now. Actually, what all he sang was under the title of Kolaru Tirupadiham. We shall sing another day. Okay, so he cured the left side of the king's body as well. So now the king was fine. And what do you expect to happen now? If somebody has cured the king, won't he be influenced? Won't he be impressed? The Jains saw this. They said, oh no, we cannot let this happen. No. So they said, wait, we are not defeated yet. We'll do something else. Do you know what is an aid? Aid in Tamil, it refers to the dried palm leaves. You know, in those days they used to write on those palm leaves. So that was called aid or olai chuvadi. So the Jains said, let's take 2 aids. On one, we will write the important principles of our religion. On the other, you write the important principles of your religion. And then we shall throw these 2 aids into the fire. If it gets burnt, that religion gets defeated. Thirugyana Sambandhar said, fine. And he wrote his. They wrote theirs. And the 2 aids were thrown into fire. We know what would have happened, right? Right? Yes, we know that. The Jains, the aid thrown by the Jains, of course, was burnt to ashes. And Thirugyana Sambandhar's aid was safe. But the Jains wouldn't give up. They said, no, another test. Thirugyana Sambandhar said, bring it on. So they said, now let's take fresh aids, okay? We'll again write the important principles of our religion on one aid and your religion on the other, and this time we won't throw it in fire. We will put it in the Vaigai river. In Madurai, the river that flows is called Vaigai. Like you have the Ganga, the Yamuna, you have Vaigai. And upon being thrown into that Vaigai river, if this aid manages to move against the flow of the river, that religion shall win. Fine? Thirugyana Sambandhar wrote and prayed to Lord Shiva and threw it in the water. The Jains also wrote theirs and threw it into the water. Do I need to tell you what happened here? The aid thrown by the Jains, plunk, sank into the river. And the one thrown by Thirugyana Sambandhar not only floated, not only flowed against the current of the river for a long distance, but also reached the shore safely. Now this was enough for the king, and the Jains said, yeah, we accept defeat. And so the king was now reconverted back to Hinduism, especially Shaivism. So this is how Thirugyana Sambandhar re-established Hinduism or Shaivism almost in the whole of South India. You see, news spreads like wildfire. If something has happened in one place, the news spreads. Do you know what happened? Do you know? Yeah. So that is how it spreads, and then, oh wow. So this is how Jainism got defeated. Okay. Panniru Tirumuraigal is a collection of 12 scriptures written by 27 Shiva devotees, and the first 3 chapters are compositions by our hero today. Who is our hero today? Thirugyana Sambandhar. So his compositions are the first 3 chapters of Panniru Tirumuraigal. So now we come to the end of our story, and I've been talking for a long time. I think it's time for a song, and I shall conclude with naturally a composition of Thirugyana Sambandhar. Puvar malar koldu adiyar thoruvar pugalvar vanorgal puvar malar koldu adiyar thoruvar pugalvar வானோர்கள் மூவார் புறங்கள் எரித்த அன்று மூவார் புறங்கள் எரித்த அன்று மூவார் கருள் செய்தார் மூவார் கருள் செய்தார் தும்மாமழை நின்று அதிர